Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whenever and wherever you may be prepping fun. Internet connection is unstable, so I figured that because we about to be driving. And before I even get started, I want to talk to you guys. And if you are brand new here, I need your help. Okay. And I am not prideful enough to tell you, or excuse me, I don't have as much pride, excuse me, to tell you that I need help. When I need help, and I need your help, because I am having a rough time right now, getting this channel to 600 people, less known 1,000, because the goal is 1,000, and the goal was 1,000 before January. That's a stretch right now, okay? Just so y'all know. But I would like to see us hit 600 prior to January, and then launch anew again in January, and then roll on to 1,000. So if you're here and this is your first time, I need your help. You have not because you asked not. So I'm asking. I need you to subscribe. I need you to like. I need you to comment, and I need you to share. If the videos are helping you, and you have somebody that you know that they need to hear the information, please share the videos. So let's talk about one of my favorite subjects. Not really, but it keeps coming up. I hadn't done a video about the food shortage or the food crisis in a couple of weeks now, but just because I'm not talking about it, I don't want you guys to get lax. I don't want you to get into this lull of it's not going to happen. Because think about it like this. Let's say that Roderick is wrong, okay? And I could be. I am here, Roderick. Hey, High Desert Homestead. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. I appreciate it. So, I don't want you to get into this false sense of security. And everything is working out, and I'm not a prophet. I am not a soothsayer. I just have some good old, as my granddaddy used to say, good old horse sense, and I can see things as they're, sometimes as they're happening. A lot of people, they even come on this channel, they're like, oh, there's no food shortage, it's food everywhere, blah, 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 blah. Well, I gave this example about 3 weeks ago, and it's kind of like this. Every one of us makes a certain amount of money every month. Okay, can we agree with that? The naysayers, the folks that come in and just try to destroy. Can we agree that we all make a certain amount of money every month? Yes. So, if you're used, this is an example. If you're used to bringing in $1,000 a month, all right, and something happens with let's say you bring in $1,000 a month, your normal bills are $800 a month. Now, I don't know where you're living on $1,000 a month in America, but this is just an example. Then that means you have a surplus, or you have an overage every month of $200, which means that you could, or you should be able to save $200 a month. Well, look at it like this. If that $1,000 a month that you normally make was decreased to $800 a month, and your bills were $800 a month, where would that leave you? That would leave you at saving zero. Okay, zero. Now let's say now let's just say that was 2 years. First year you made $1,000, you spent $800. Next year you brought in $800 and you spent $800, so you're not able to save anything. The following year, year 3, now your expenses are still $800 a month, but now you're bringing in $600. That third year is going to be really tight. Hopefully, you saved everything from year 1, okay? Because you see, that's still a $200 difference. All right. So hopefully, you had saved everything from year 1, and you're able to go into savings and then put toward your monthly expenses. But after year 3, if you still continue to make $600, bring in $600, but your expenses are $800, then where does that leave you? That leaves you with a $200 a month deficit that you can't cover. That is the same thing that is happening to our food supply. All right? This year, and I didn't do it, I haven't done any research from last year. I only started this year because it was hard for me to grow food this year. Okay? So I'm starting from 2019. And I want you to look at it. It was hard for me to grow food. From the research that I have been able to get, some numbers are quoting 60%, some are quoting 80%, but none are quoting 100%. All right, of the farmlands and the farms able to produce food. So it's a trickle down effect. If we're only able to produce, let's say best case scenario, this year we produced 90%, which I hadn't heard. The highest I've heard is 80. But let's just say we were able to produce 90% this year. And normally on 100% pull, whatever they pull, we're able to have a surplus. Well, if we're pulling out 90%, that means that the surplus that we're used to is not going to be there. Okay? If the same thing happens next year, God forbid, and we're not able to grow the same amount of food, or the amount of food that we've been able to grow in the previous years, then what is that going to do for the food the following year? There's going to be a deficit. It's just like that bank account analogy. So yeah, you might not be seeing it now, and I predicted this. I do food videos, I do food shortage videos all the time while I'm walking around the grocery store, and I'm just documenting things that they don't have in the grocery store. That's not the tell-all. Hey, good morning, Night Collective. Thanks for being here. That's not the tell-all. What the tell-all is, what the agricultural section and sector is telling us. They finally started telling the truth, because before last month, they were like, oh yeah, everything is great, everything is wonderful. Now all of a sudden, we're getting the true numbers. And they're not looking good. So yeah, we've had a surplus for a lot of years. Grains and corn stored, nearly forever. So you will see those things on the shelves. However, if we have another growing season like we did this year, next year, then it's going to start getting really rough. And I believe, I hope I'm wrong, but I believe after the first of the year this year, I believe that you're going to start seeing it in the grocery stores near you. I hope I am wrong. We lost over 20% of the potato crop. Oh my goodness, hold on. Let me switch lanes and get out here on the big road, and then I can read that. That looks important. Alright, over 20% crop in the northeast. Some reporting as high as 40%. In the Midwest, in some countries, the total loss planted. Some never got planted. Yeah, because the ground, see what happened, and this happened to me, looking back at it. We had so much rain in the springtime this year. I planted corn 3 times. Now, I'm a very small gardener. I am not a farmer. I'm a very small gardener. And I took up this hobby because 5-6 years ago, I saw what was happening, and I wanted to become more self-sufficient, self-sustaining. So 3.5, almost 4 years ago, I started gardening. Year 1 was perfect. I mean, I grew everything I put in the ground. Year 2, absolutely amazing. Actually, I had more produce year 2 than I did year 1. This year, I planted corn 3 times, and usually corn is the easiest thing in the world for me to grow, normally. First and foremost, I put corn down. About 2 days later, we had a freeze, so that killed my corn. Put corn down the second time. About 2 days later, we had another freeze. And this, I'm talking about, this is deep in like March, April time frame. Then, after that, we started getting a lot of rain. It was like crazy amounts of rain. Whereas to the point, I put corn down the third time, it started growing, but it never did mature. it never matured. And I'm guessing out of I probably had 70 to 100 stalks, which should produce a nice bunch harvest of corn for me and Jennifer. It should produce. And matter of fact, normally I would grow so much corn that we would take what we wanted, eat what we wanted, freeze the rest, and then just give corn away. Same thing with tomatoes. Normally I grow like, I don't know, 6 or 7 plants of tomatoes. I couldn't get tomato plants to grow this year. I could not get them to grow. And the tomatoes and corn are normally the easiest things on the planet for me to grow. Now I tried my luck with potatoes this year. I didn't have a problem growing potatoes, okay? But I planted my potatoes really late in the season too. And I know I planted kind of off season, and they grew and we were able to harvest. A lot of people weren't so fortunate. So yeah, I've heard about the tomato loss. I've heard about the beet, the beet for sugar production. I've heard about that. I don't want to say I'm afraid. I'm fearful, because that sounds like you're fearful, but I'm afraid for the masses, because most people, I'd be willing to bet that most people in our country, in the United States, which is where I'm broadcasting from, I would be willing to bet that most people in our country do not have more than 3 to 5 days of food, and I bet they have much less water prepped in their house, which is a huge concern for me, because I still live in the city. And I'm on this kick now about, spreading the news to your neighbors about just storing up some food and water. How much easier would you sleep at night if you knew that all your neighbors around you had a week's worth of food and water? Just a week. How much easier would you be able to sleep if and when something happened? Okay? So that's where I am. And this is not going to be a walk around the store video. I may do one of those later. I got an awesome video I'm going to produce this evening for you at 10 p.m. It's already scheduled, and the title is this. How did I put it? It was a prep that was under $40 could save your life during a grid down situation, something like that. And I show you how I got it, where I got it from. I put it together on camera. It took me less than 15 minutes to do it, and this is a prep that literally could save your life in a situation. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on the food shortage. I got plenty of drive time this morning. I'm driving to the other side of the water, so I just wanted to kind of come in and talk about that. I hadn't done a food shortage video in a while, and I'm just we're prepping in high gear right now. Even though I'm showing you guys how you can prep on $5 a week. I know a lot of you guys saw that video last night. And I want to cater. My channel caters to people who are new to prepping. Okay? And I know a lot of you folks are seasoned veteran preppers, and I appreciate you for being here. But I really want to be the channel where the new guy who doesn't know anything about prepping can come in and really get some basics. And I truly believe that if the average Joe has 7 days of food and 7 days of water, I think they have a good chance of making it the first 30 days if and when something happens. At least that'll keep them off the streets. That'll keep them out of harm's way for a while, and hopefully they'll be able to protect their household and protect their stockpile long enough where they can either bug out or be able to go out on prep runs. Because my thing is this: if this continues to go the way I see it going, and we move from a food shortage to a food crisis in the next 36 months, I think all hell is going to break loose, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm looking back at Black Friday, think about this. If people will go crazy, line up 100, 200 people deep, spend the night, overnight at Walmart and Target and God knows where Kohl's and wherever else, to save $100 on a TV. Okay? And I don't even know what TVs are going for. I just know they're cheaper on Black Friday than they normally are. And I don't know what people, maybe they might even be saving $250. I don't know. If people are willing to do that for $250, what are they going to be willing to do to feed their family? That is one of my biggest concerns in our country right now. Because people go crazy over small things. They go crazy over Black Friday. You go into a store on Black Friday, you grab the last item, watch and see, especially if it's a group of people. Now, if you're in there by yourself, it's no big deal. If you got a group of folks, and you grab the last blender that's on sale, the last Ninja, you're gonna be in for a fist fight. It's just, and it has been proven for years now that that's the way people behave. So if that is the case on Black Friday, when people are paying their hard-earned money, what in the world do you think people are going to do if they go to the grocery store and there's nothing there and they cannot slide their EBT card and use their food stamp and there's nothing? What do you think people are going to do? I would really like to know what you guys think. Because I'm like, if they'll raise a ruckus on Black Friday when they're paying money, what in the heck are they going to do on Blue Thursday and Yellow Wednesday and whatever other day if and when something happens? And we used to say that the grocery stores would have a 3-day supply of groceries. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think as soon as, look at it when a storm comes through an area, or they just say a storm is coming. 3 days before the storm hits, you go into a grocery store, you can't get anything, no bread. And I don't understand why people buy bread, milk, and cheese and eggs for storm preparedness. What? Why wouldn't you buy non-perishable items? Peanut butter, crackers, Top Roman. And of course, you're not going to be able to find any water when there's a disaster. There is absolutely no water available because these folks, they're going to make sure they clean out the water on the shelves. And that's why we take our 7-gallon bottles that we got from Walmart and we go to Whole Foods and we get us, and even that's starting to catch on now, because when we first started like 2 months ago, there wasn't anybody getting water. Now, every single time we go in there to get water, every single time, there's a line. Either we're the front of the line and there's 2 people behind us, or we're standing behind somebody to get water. It's starting to catch on. So I was talking to Jennifer, I was like, you know what, babe, we got to do something even better. We have got to get us a water treatment facility right here at our own house. And the price of them have come down. 10, 15 years ago when I was selling them, those things were like $3,000 or $4,000. And I'm sure they still are if you have a company to come in and they're going to install it, all that kind of stuff. But you can get one from Lowe's. I've been pricing them at Lowe's. You can get one from Lowe's for like, between $400 to $700. You got to do it yourself, but it can't be that hard. It's just basic plumbing. So I've been looking into that. And I also been looking into, more water storage because, oh God, that's gonna be the nemesis right there. Water. Y'all gonna keep hearing me say water all the time. And I'm looking now into those huge food storage containers, like 50 gallons and 100-gallon barrels, and I want to get like 2 or 3 of those. I'm trying to hold off until we move and then set it up that way, and get like 3 of those, 300-gallon water containment food containers. Food containers that way I can turn into water containers. Simply because I just don't feel like anybody has enough water. And I feel like unless you have like 2 500-gallon tanks that you have a way of constantly topping off, I don't think you have enough water. And even at that point in time, I was still be trying to figure out more water, because that's going to be the nemesis. But remember this, to know better is to do better. Do better until you can do better, but in the end, just do better. If you have 3 days of food and 3 days of water right now, then shoot to have a week. Make sure you have, 7 days of food, 7 days of water. If you have 7 days, 7 and 7, then move it up to, to 2 weeks. And I'm telling you, having long-term food storage is important, but making sure you're able to clean, purify, and have clean drinking water is going to be way more important, because you'll be able to find food. You go out here and forage, you eat wild edibles and things like that. But gosh darn it, if you don't have water, you're gonna be up the creek. And start making sure that you learn the knowledge that it's going to take now, while you have the time, for water purification, water filtration, to make clean, drinkable water. Make sure it's going to be too late. So that's where I am with the food storage. You guys are not saying much today, which is cool. Hopefully you're taking it all in. And hopefully it's a good refresher and a good reminder for all of us. And I know every time I talk about it, it always makes me think about something else that I need. I got something beeping in the back. I think I put my food supplies on top of my electrical equipment. And I got a little, we call it a chicken stick. Got a little chicken stick in there. I think it's going off right now. So if y'all hear that, that's what that is. So what are your plans? What are your plans moving into 2020 to ensure that the food shortage is not going to hurt your family as much as it could? Sorry about the roads. I can't control the roads, y'all. Somebody was saying yesterday, they were like, "God, you got a lot of potholes." Yeah, this is what Virginia does. We call them VDOT. They come out here, Virginia Department of Transportation. This is what they'll do. They'll come out here and pave a stretch of highway 1 week. I mean, they'll take like 6 months to do it, and they always finish right before the winter season starts, and we'll get some snow. And instead of them putting down, the rock salt and the little chemical that, melts it, they'll come through here and they'll scrape the roads and they'll plow. And I've seen them where they just take chunks of the road out with these plows. Just huge chunks. I'm talking about huge chunks. Like 2 foot by 3 foot sections of road will be on the side of the road, and there'll be a pothole that big that people just run over and burst their tires. That's why it's so important here to make sure you watch where you're going, because I've seen people do it. I've seen people rupture their tires. So I apologize about the potholes. Nothing I can do about it. So the question of the day is, what are you doing right now to make sure that you and your family, your homestead, your home continues to thrive in the upcoming 2020 food shortage / could move into food crisis? We're not there yet. Hopefully we won't get there. But I was watching Ice Age Farmer yesterday, and that dude is normally right. And he has so much data, and he has so many, this thing is bothering me. He has so much data, he has so many references. Golly, this thing is, oh goodness, I can't fix it right now. It's driving me insane. I'm thinking about pulling over, because it's getting worse. I know exactly what it is too. It's that doggone chicken stick. Something is pressing that button, causing it to go off. So, do you, if you, and this is another thing, are there ways where you can start cutting costs now so that you can start spending more on preps? And also, do you have ways where you're starting to pay off your debts and get out of debt sooner, quicker, and faster? Because I believe also, coming 2020, think we're gonna have some kind of bubble that bursts, either the housing or the market. I really don't understand what's holding the market up right now, to be honest with you. I am not understanding what is holding this market up. And we're like at record-breaking numbers for the stock market. I can't deal with this, y'all. Y'all gotta bear with me. I've got to move this bag out of the way. Okay, hopefully that helps. Sorry about the noise. So I really think we're heading into 2020, and especially going into the election. I think we're going to experience some things that, well, we've seen them before. Oh my goodness, what in the world? Hopefully that fixed it. Good morning, Tara. How are ya? So do you guys have a clue of what's propping the market up right now? Because I've been predicting a slide, and we failed some points yesterday. Because I'm laying the market on the downside right now. I'm like, yeah, I don't foresee you keep making and breaking records. I'm also, I got some things on the upside too, just because. But I'm playing the overall entire market on the downside. I just don't know what's propping it up. From what I'm seeing, yeah, the numbers are saying that the jobs are, the unemployment is down. But I live real life. I'm looking at people who every day are, and I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy. I'm just looking at real life, and I look at our finances. We're doing okay, but I'm looking at other folks around us, and we're doing okay because we work all the time. We work, and then we work some more, and then work again. Keep doing QE, quality assurance. Is that what you're saying? What is QE? Y'all know I'm terrible with acronyms. But yeah, I've just been amazed of this market and how it just keeps breaking records week after week after week. And I'm like, okay, when are you gonna start sliding? Yeah, it took a little slide yesterday. I hadn't looked at it this morning, so I don't know what it's gonna do. But I'm in the market long term on the downside. I think I bought my options out until April of next year, and I think that's giving enough time to crash. So and I don't hope those kind of things on anybody. Cause I know a lot of people have their 401 tied up. I know a lot of people have a whole bunch of stuff tied up in the market. So I don't hope it happens. I just, for me and my family, I gotta do what I figure is best for us. And if I can make some money in the market on the downside, then hey. Oh, the feds keep printing money. Okay. What are you saying? I can't really see this stuff right now. Okay, I have to read those later. It's where central banks purchase large amounts of government bonds. Oh, okay. Yeah, and as long as we keep printing money, it's just a matter of time, before. Yeah, that central bank thing is incredible. And it's amazing how the meeting at Jekyll Island, they even let that happen. I can't believe people sold out. Yes, I can, for money. Yes, I can. Yeah, I can see, because everybody has a price. I'm about to make a silly statement and say I can't believe that people sold out the country, for that kind of system. But people do anything for money. I mean, if the price is right, it can, you can be bought. They know it's crumbling. Yeah, the central banks know it's crumbling. And I'm just, I mean, that's another thing that could happen. What if overnight our money just poof went away into thin air, like it has the potential of doing? What then? What do we do then? It's always there's so many things that, and I used to like watching that show Doomsday Preppers, because a lot of folks were prepping for the economic collapse. A lot of folks believe that. lot of folks believe that Yellowstone was going to blow up, or some kind of natural disaster. So it's everything could hit the fan in a matter of minutes. So that's why it's so important for and no matter where you live, just stockpile. Find different places in your home, wherever you live, to just stockpile stuff. My grandparents and their parents, they lived through that Depression era, and all of the folks that raised me, all of my great grands and all of my grands, they all were like, they prepped. It was just normal and natural for them to prep. We didn't call it prepping then. I just knew that every time I went over Grandma's house, she had all these canned goods, and then she always had food, and always had money. She was always, it was coffee cans full of money, or money underneath the mattress. They kept money somewhere everywhere. So, learn from the older people who have gone on, who passed away. Learn from them, because they knew how to live through hard times. All it's gonna take is, I know my friend Paul and Adrian over there off Grid Desert Farming. They always, they're doing breaking news. This strike happened. That happened. All it's gonna take is for us to send one Tomahawk missile somewhere, and gas is gonna shoot up to $4 a gallon, and that's gonna put a dent in a lot of people's pockets. I would wouldn't you guys love to see 89-cent gas again? That sounds so far-fetched. 89 cents gas. God, I haven't seen that since I first started driving. That's been 20-something years ago. Was that 30 years ago? Yeah, it's been about 30 years ago. I remember when gas was like, when I first started paying attention to gas, I remember gas was like 70, 75, 79 cents a gallon. And then when I started driving, and sure enough, started driving, it went up to like $1, $1.15. I was like, oh my God, gas is so high. So now gas is like $2.30, $2.40. Here is like $2.30, $2.40. Somebody showed me the other day the gas was like $3.50. I think that was Alaskan Prepper. His gas was like $3.50 where he was. And I'm like, how is gas so expensive in Alaska? And you guys produce, that's one of the most oil-producing regions in the country. How is gas so high? I guess all about refining and all that good stuff. I don't know how that works. I've never been in the gas industry. I wish somebody would hire me in the gas industry and pay me $50,000 a month. Ooh, did I say that? Yes, I wish I would be so fortunate. I am lost. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down here. I'm just going to make a U-turn because I was trying to go to one of my properties and I don't have my GPS on because I'm talking to you guys. Our time is better used creating valuable things to exchange. I agree with that. Now that's a great point right there. Great tip. Oh, I need to be going the other way. Haha. So I'm going the right. I'm on the right road. I'm just going the wrong way. And how many people in our lives are on the right road, but they're going the wrong way? How many people in our lives go to the grocery store, go to places where we go, where we get preps, but they're buying the wrong thing, or they're not buying enough of the right thing? Being on the right road, but going the wrong way. That's a good topic right there. I can think of several ways, several things where people are on the right road but going the wrong way. Mainly with preps, with finances, people on the right road, they're going the wrong way. That's funny. That's a good topic right there. Being on the right road but going the wrong way. Scam likely. How many people get calls from scam likely, or am I the only person? It's amazing how my phone used to not ring, and then I cleaned up my credit, got my credit right. And now everybody calls me. Everybody's trying to sell me something. That's true. I have been learning to make baskets and such so I can make money with something physical. That's a good thing to do. everyone I know offline has no more than a week. I know. I mean, and like my neighbors, I feel sorry for them because I know a lot of them don't have a week's worth of food, and they probably have less than that than water. So I mean, it's going to be a sad situation. That's why I'm sending love. I'm praying. I'm hoping. I'm wishing that it never goes there. It's been predicted that if anything happens, we will lose 90%. That's crazy. If we have a long-term grid down situation, it has been predicted that 90% of our country will not survive. We got 350 people here, 350 million people here. 90%. That's crazy. Even if it was half, that's like 175 million. If it was 75%, that's like what, 200 and quick math, 225 million. But 90%, golly, that's hard to stomach. 90%. Can y'all imagine waking up one day, something happens, and then 6 months later, you don't see a human being, unless you're in a little small pocket of group. Are you on T-Mobile? I think that's T-Mobile thing. What's the T-Mobile thing? My dad only makes $585 a month on Social Security and still managed to prep. Other people have no excuse. Yeah, when I first came on, I gave the example and analogy of being able to have $1,000 a month coming in, and your expenses are $800. And then I took that out 3 years, and I showed how, what if your income gets to the point where it's $600 a month, but your expenses are still $800, and that's what we're experiencing right now with this food shortage. The farmers and the ranchers and all that, they're not being able to produce long term what we are needing. And I'm prepping like crazy. I have friends who don't store food. They think they are going to live off the land. Yeah, well, they better start preparing themselves now to try to live off the land. I can't see the rest of it. When I stop, I'll read the rest of it and collect. We're plant based, and we're not prepping to live off the land. What does that tell you? And I grow a garden every year, and we're still not planning on living off the land. That takes a whole bunch of skill, and furthermore, a whole bunch of people. You need a whole bunch of people to be able to work the land, and some animals to be able to work the land, to be able to live off. I didn't read the rest of your statement, so I'm just assuming that they're going to go out and try to find food and grow food and all that kind of stuff, which is admirable. I wish them and hope them the best. I truly, But I like my chances of having some stuff and being able to grow some stuff. I like my chances with that. Even though it's hard to grow now. Think about it. If all you have is time, then you can build greenhouses. You'll be able to work in. I think that was my exit right there. You know what? I come out here all the time, but I come out here with the GPS. Oh, I think no. If this cemetery over here, then we good. If not, then we are so lost. If this is the cemetery, we're on the right road going the wrong way. If this is not the cemetery, which it is the cemetery, then we're on the right road going the right way. It's amazing how dependent on technology we are. Now, grid down, I have no reason to come out here. I just need to get home. And I know how to get home from every way in this area. Oh God, and that's one of my biggest concerns too, is that something happens while we are at work. Because then, I know that Jennifer has about 3 days worth of supplies in her vehicle. I know I got about 3 days worth of supplies in mine. We should be able to get home. Oh, I was supposed to read what you said, Night Collector. I'm sorry. Friends, they're going to live off the land by hunting and fishing. I try to tell them it will never happen, but you can't make them understand. I know. I'm creating a short book on how to prep on $10 a week. I'm going to put a link to the book to your channel. Put a link in the book. Oh, that's awesome, Tara. Thank you. Yeah, 300 million people aren't going to survive long. I live on massive lake, and we have gone months at a time not being able to catch a single fish. Good gracious, really? Said that. Tara said that. Damn. That is crazy. Going months and not being able to catch a fish. Wow. That's why, you know what? That's why I thought it was so incredible that Joy was able to catch that fish with that little makeshift basket on the colony this week. I thought it was so amazing that he caught a fish. Because fish are elusive. I mean, fish are big. It takes some skill and some patience to be able to catch fish. We're about 3 to 5 minutes away from our destination, so we're going to be ending this chat here in about 3 to 5 minutes, guys. Golly, now we got, folks that start to pour in. I wish I had kept going out to my furthest location first. But, let me see here. Even in best times, it is difficult to live out of a backpack, but with millions of people desperate and starving, it's not happening. Yeah, and one of the greatest books I didn't read it, I listened to it because I love audio books. Was 1 Second After. You got to have your tissue ready for that book, but it talks about how the masses. Because think about it, if people are out here. If everything was to stop right now, I'm out here in my truck, far from home. I got to get home, and thank goodness, Night Collector sent me some tools that I can use, and I have them. But it's still gonna be a process just getting where I need to go. And where I am right now, it will probably take me about 8. No, probably not that long. Maybe the 4 to 6, 8 hours max to get where I need to go. Now there are several places on the way where I can stop and I can rest a little bit, get some supplies. And those are things that you got to be thinking about. What if it happens and it's not the most ideal situation? What if I'm reading 1 year after? Oh, there you go. You're reading 1 year after. Cool. That is an amazing book. I thought it was 1 second. I think I started with 1 second after. I haven't done the one year after yet. Hundreds of thousands of people will be in the woods. Some do not. Oh God, y'all going too fast for me right now. When I stop, I'll read all the messages. I promise. I promise I will do that. And because I'm gonna go to my furthest place out, I probably have about another 10-minute drive. So I'm gonna come in here in about give me about 10, 15 minutes, and then we can talk some more. 1 year after this, that's what I thought. Okay, it's the second book in the series. Okay, cool. Tara, that's amazing. Thank you so much for all the publicity that you give. I really truly appreciate that. And I will definitely support. I want a copy of it. I want an autograph. Oh, you say ebook, so I won't be able to get an autographed copy, but I'm definitely gonna buy a copy. And I still have this survival novel that we had talked about. I'm not ready to move forward with it. That's all. It's just at this stage in my life, I used to take on so many, as my grandma used to say, irons in the fire. Now I really try to focus on one thing at a time. Even though I got like 4 major events going on all the time. But right now I'm really trying to build this YouTube thing, get us to 1,000 subscribers, turn this channel into a monetization. And I'm really considering purchasing one of these people courses from one of these quote unquote experts. Here's my destination that I'm passing. I don't know what I'm doing. I just haven't found the right one, because I really truly believe in paying people for their knowledge. and I believe in cutting times. Because if you can learn something and you can cut a month, 2 months, 6 months off the time frame it would take you to learn it alone. Oh, spend the money. Definitely spend the money. Especially when you can compress and compound time frames. Oh God, you gotta spend the money. You have to. It's not even a question about it. So anyway, guys, thank y'all so much. When I part, I'm going to read these messages and respond the best way I can, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do some work. I'm only gonna be here maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll come right back in, and we'll go live again and do it some more. I think this is beneficial to all of us. Could be wrong, but not wrong. All right, let's see what you guys are saying here. Have friends that don't store food, think they're going to live off the land by hunting, fishing, try to tell them. Yep. I'm creating a short book. Okay, thank you. 300 million people aren't going to survive long. I live on a massive lake, and we've gone months at a time not being able to catch a single fish. And that's during peaceful times. Yes, I know, and that's crazy. The same with people who think they will grab their backpack and go into the woods and live. You are not going to live out of a backpack. You sure are not. That is such a fantasy, and it's not going to ever happen. Not going to happen. Oh, shoot. I forgot I had this mic on. There isn't much wildlife left in North America. Isn't that? Yeah, that's true. We have hunted and killed and hunted and whatever for a very long time. Let's see here. Even in the best, convenience and independence. Independence is a lie. They sold us to move to the cities and factories. Every time I start reading one, a new comment comes in and takes me all the way back down to the bottom. Which is fine, y'all. Y'all keep your comments. Factories, yep, that's a system that they lied to. Even in the best of times, it is difficult to live out of a backpack. But with millions of people in desperate and starving, not happening. True, not happening. We used to fish 5 or 6 days a week back when I was earning a lot with my books, and we go a long time not catching anything at all. Fish have been dying by the millions, true, each year because of industrial and farm chemicals runoff, yes. Reading 1 year after, hundreds of thousands of people in the woods some do not know which end of the rounds come out of. It will be a dangerous place. Yes, it will. Game will be cleaned out in no time. True. And that's another concern of mine, because squirrels, small game, birds, they're gonna be extinct. Birds too have been dying by the millions each year from farm and industrial chemicals use. Yes, true. That and the fact that every time we go fishing from the bank, we see boat after boat, and those wealthy boat owners catch most of the fish. 1 year after the second book of the series, there isn't much wildlife left in America. A lot of times, those wealthy boat owners catch a half dozen huge striped bass and then just dump them on the bank, dead to rot. Are you serious? We know the cost of everything, but we know the value of nothing. That's what's taught in our country. We know the cost of everything, but we know the value of nothing. So, it's sad. It's a sad situation. And, hey, all you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is do the best that you can. As always, guys, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I always try to send love to you. Guys, keep Woods Family Homestead in your prayers and in your thoughts. Please go over to their channel, show them some support, okay, in their time of need. I can't even imagine what they're going through right now. We catch and release unless it's catfish, which we eat. I used to love to eat catfish. I used to love to eat fish, period. But now we just plant-based. They have Gardein has an amazing plant-based fish stick. You wouldn't know the difference. As a matter of fact, Gosh, we're fasting right now, but maybe by this weekend I'll eat some. Oh, Jennifer was talking about doing a 2-week fast, so we may just be fasting for 2 weeks. No telling. All right, so emergency phone is ringing, guys. I gotta roll. I will talk to y'all later.